Hey there, happy Friday. Welcome to my studio here in New York City. I'm Daniel Norton, photographer, and today we're going to talk a little bit about lighting. So, really, why do we light? And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit here. I was thinking about the other day, it's been a while since I started. I don't remember if it's in one of his books or an interview that I saw with Ansel Adams. If people don't know who Ansel Adams is, pause this, go, come back. Okay, you're back. So, one of the breakthroughs for Ansel Adams was that he said was that when he was able to create a photo that didn't look like what he saw, but a photo that when people looked at it, they felt the way that he felt when he saw what he saw, which in his case was landscapes. And obviously he wasn't lighting the landscape, but as a portrait photographer, this is why we light. The thing is that if you want to convey emotion, information, the thing that sticks out to you when you see somebody. See, the thing is, a still photo is unforgiving, right? It's there. But when you see somebody, when you interact with somebody, they're moving, they're expressing, they're making a connection with you. They could be under the flattest light ever, and if they have this amazing personality, it will pop, right? But if you take a photo of that same person in very flat, boring light, it won't pop, right? If the color's off, or if the shadows are weird, or it's too flat, these things will take away from the thing that you saw when you saw the person. So what we want to do as lighting photographers, as portrait photographers really, is to learn how to craft the light, or find the light if you're working with available light, that brings forth the feeling and emotion that we had when we interacted with this person. Now, of course, posing and expression falls into that as well. And one of the skills of a portrait photographer is to catch or help bring forth the expression that will produce, in the viewer, what we feel, right? But that's not enough. It has to match the lighting to really excel. One or the other can be fine, but both together, that's your key portrait, right? Now, there's another factor here too, that is when you want to create, let's say, a character that doesn't necessarily match the person, right? Because I'm talking about, I meet somebody, I want to photograph them because they have a certain energy or whatever, and I want to capture that. But there's also the idea of you have an idea, right? You have this in your mind, this concept of a person, or you remember somebody else that you met or you saw in, maybe you're traveling and you met somebody who sold you, some interesting trinkets or whatever in the place that you were visiting, and you remember how that person was to you, and you want to recreate that on some level. And again, you don't need to recreate it exactly. You're not going to necessarily dress your model up as that, but you want to create that type of person. And you could go back and reflect on the light that you saw there, which is one way to do it and can sometimes work, or you can just think about what kind of light brings those things out. So lighting is key. Lighting is what's going to let the person viewing your image feel the way that you want them to feel. It's one of the key factors. I'd say more so than composition, and probably equal so in a portrait, maybe slightly more so, kind of balanced, than expression, lighting. So let me know what you think. What do you think is the perfect balance of a photo? What do you use lighting for your portraits, or do you try to catch people in natural light? And when you do you just shoot them where you stand, or do you bring them to certain spots? Let me know what you do. I'm really curious how people use lighting in portraits, not specific techniques, Rembrandt, blah, 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 but lighting to bring out certain character that will enhance in the viewer's mind what they think or believe about the person in the photo. So let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell and all that goodness, and I'll see you next time.